试一下。We are welcoming our lineage Guru, the founder of the Buddha School, now to enter into the Homa ceremonial hall. The Homa today will be that of Skanda and Sangharama. Please join our palms with reference and recite the Guru mantra. Now we will be paying homage to the root guru and the three jewels of the altar.
Hom 观相顶礼，回天心三引，四平等一起手。请主持人敬献哈达，以表最高敬意。 感谢师尊的赐福。恭请圣尊加持摊位佛具供品。
His Holiness now is blessing the offering item for the Homa.
感谢师尊的加持。恭请圣尊升护摩法座。
Inviting His Holiness to ascend to the Homa throne, and now we are inviting all the Dharma Masters and Venerables, our distinguished guests, and all participants to please take the seats. Inviting His Holiness to bless the prayers of the primary supplicants. We are truly grateful to our lineage root Guru, His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng, to preside over the Skanda and Sangharama Homa fire offering ceremony. We are also grateful to all participating masters, venerables, our distinguished guests, and all participants. Namo Skanda, Bodhisattva, and Sangharama. Homa fire offering has now begun. Clap twice and snap your fingers. Visualize two Buddha lineage. Namo Vairukana Buddha, Namo Buddha Lokhana, Namo Amitabha Buddha, Namo Padma Kumara, Namo Living Buddha Lian-Sheng. Visualize Grandmaster and all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas radiating light to bless us. Recite the root Guru mantra 7 times. Recite purification mantras and the earth deity mantra. Recite invocation mantra. We sincerely invoke our lineage root Guru, His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng. Namo White Mahapadma Kumara. Namo Lotus Light Self-Mastery Buddha. True Buddha School lineage gurus, we sincerely invoke the main deity of Homa, Namo Skanda Bodhisattva, and Namo the Venerable Sangharama. We sincerely invoke the main deities of the Homa, Namo Skanda Bodhisattva, and Sangharama. We sincerely invoke the main deities of the Homa today, Namo Skanda, Bodhisattva, and Sangharama. Namo Golden Mother of the Primordial Jade Pond. Namo 5 Dhyani Buddhas. Namo the 8 primary deities of True Buddha School. Namo Yamantaka. Namo Akala. Namo 4 Heavenly Kings. Namo Sama Bodhisattva. Rainbow temples, all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Herukas, Dhammapalas, Dakanis, and divinities. All the deities enshrined at the True Buddha Tantric Quarter, at the Seattle Temple, and at the abode of the Southern Mountain. Rainbow temples, mountain god, earth god, plant gods, wind god, water god, heavenly fire god, dragon gods, and all divinities, as well as the city gods, to please radiate light and bless this Homa. Great homage using visualization. First to root Guru and all Buddhas. Visualize for prostration on the ground. Release the mudra. Second to all Bodhisattvas. Visualize full position on the ground, release the mudra. Third, to all headukas and Dharma protectors. Visualize full position on the ground, release the mudra. Fourth half bow. Great mandala offering. Form the offering mudra and visualize the transformations of the offerings to become innumerable to fill the whole space. Make the offering above the lineage Guru, all the lineage Gurus, Buddha jewel, Dhamma jewel, and Sangha jewel to form bright white light to empower us. Make the offering above the lineage root Guru, all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas in the middle to protectors and divinities, and below to all sentient beings. Lord Meru, four continents and sun and moon transform into precious offerings for the Buddhas. May these wondrous treasures and merits purge our karma to allow us civilization. For refuge, visualize our lineage root Guru, all the lineage Gurus, the Buddha jewel, Dhamma jewel, and Sangha jewel to form bright white light to empower us. Recite the mantra. Namo Gurube, Namo Buddhaye, Namo Dhammaye, Namo Sankhyaye. Namo Gurube, Namo Buddhaye, Namo Dhammaye, Namo Sankhyaye. Karma protection. Recite Vajrapani mantra 7 times. Om Bodhiransari, Om Bodhiransari, Om Bodhiransari, Om Bodhiransari, Om Bodhiransari, Om Bodhiransari, Om Bodhiransari. With great reverence, we are inviting His Holiness to perform blessings with Mala. Inviting His Holiness to set ceremonial demarcation to bless the prayers, registration forms, and all the offerings with Vajrapal and scepter.
Inviting His Holiness to perform the ritual of opening the fire pit and set ceremonial demarcation around it. Inviting His Holiness to lit the Homa fire and to perform mudra transformations for purifications, enrichments, magnetization, subjugation, and pardon deliverance. Please recite the heart mantra of the main deities Homa today. Namo Skanda, Bodhisattva, and Sangharama.
回落天 天 天
principal deities.
Om A Hom Guru Be Akhe Sasa Maha Lian-Sheng Siddhi Hom Beyatha Om Bekasaya Bekasaya Maha Bekasaya Rasa Samo Kyatehe Soha Namo 36万亿14万9千5百透明同好阿弥陀佛。Namo 36万亿14万9千5百透明同好阿弥陀佛。Namo 36万亿14万9千5百透明同好阿弥陀佛。回向，愿同念佛者同生极乐国，上报四重恩，下济三途苦，见佛了生死，如佛度一切。因此众人愿以此法会功德回向，祈愿圣尊佛体安康，长寿自在，常住世间，永转法轮。恭请圣尊作众回向。
Wholeheartedly we pay homage to the main deities of Homa today. Namo Skanda, Bodhisattva, and Sangharama. Wholeheartedly we pay homage to the main deities of Homa, Skanda, Bodhisattva, and the Venerable Sangharama. Wholeheartedly we pay homage to the deities of Homa, Skanda, Bodhisattva, and the Venerable Sangharama. By the power of the Buddha, please guide the Bardo spirits to be reborn into the pure Buddha lands. By Skanda and Sangharama's protection power towards sentient beings, please bless all participants with your protective power. May our sicknesses be alleviated. May our karma be eradicated. Please bless all participants to leave behind sufferings and gain happiness. May they increase their good karma and eliminate their bad karma. May they improve their spiritual frictions to beautify the Buddha lands. May they be endowed with ample resources. May they transform sufferings into happiness. May they enhance their spiritual wisdom. May they benefit from their spiritual cultivation. May they be able to ignite their inner fire or tumor. May they increase or enhance their radiance. May they live in harmony with love and respect. May all bright radiance appear inside and outside our bodies and around our bodies. May our body, speech and mind be purified. Please protect us with auspiciousness during the day, auspiciousness at night, auspiciousness around the clock, and those amidst the auspiciousness. Pray for the blessings by the root guru, for absorption by the yidam, and protection by the protectors. Skanda and Venerable Sangharama, the gods of the heavens, gods on earth, may we be far from all calamities, may all calamities abandon us, let all disasters turn into dust. May all of our prayers be granted. May all obstructions vanish. May all enemies and enmities retreat. Hundred syllable mantra 3 times.
Petsa sato samaya manupanaya petsa sato tenupadicha setso me pawa sutto khaye me pawa sopo khaye me pawa annorato me pawa sawa siddhi me purayasa sawa karma sutta me chittamo siddhi jan guru hom ha 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 bhagavan sawa tathagata petsa mami mancha Petsa bawa maha samaya sato ahom pe ong petsa sato samaya manupanaya petsa sato tenupadicha setso me bawa sutto khaye me bawa sopo khaye me bawa annorato me bawa sawa siddhi me purayasa sawa karma sutta me chittamo siddhi jan guru hom 哈哈哈哈呵巴嘎文萨瓦达他嘎达贝扎玛咪门查贝兹巴瓦玛哈萨玛呀萨多阿吽培嗡贝扎萨多萨玛呀玛努巴那呀贝扎萨多提努巴迪查这周没巴瓦萨多卡于没巴瓦索布卡于没巴瓦安诺拉多没巴瓦萨瓦西迪没布拉呀查Sawa karma satsame citamu siriyan guru hom ha 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 bhagavan sawa tathagata petsamami mensa petsabawa mahasamaya sato a hom pei 做观想大礼拜，100根本传承上师。
Homage is a visualization for student guru and all Buddhas. Visualize for procession on the ground. It is Samudra, second to all bodhisattvas. Visualize for procession on the ground. It is Samudra, third to all Herukas and Dharma protectors. Visualize for procession on the ground. It is Samudra, fourth head bow. Recite completion mantra. Please stand up and join our palms with reverence, and together we are inviting His Holiness to take the Dharma teaching seat. Everyone, please be seated. Let's give a great round of applause to show our token of gratitude to His Holiness for presiding over this wonderful Homa fire offering ceremony. Let us now join our palms together, and together we would like to invite His Holiness to bestow the precious Buddha Dharma teaching. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao-ming. Homage to Master Sakya Tsung-kung. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Dubdan Darji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deities of Homa today. Namo Skanda, Bodhisattva, and the Venerable Sangharama. Simu, Danzhen Gacho, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma instructors, Dharma assistants, temple directors, disciples present here and over the internet, and our participating VIPs today are His Excellency Ambassador Daniel Liao, the Taipei representative to Sweden and Norway, Ambassador Daniel Liao and Dharma Sister Judy, Law Advisors to Tripura Foundation, Dharma, the lawyer Liu and Zhou, accountant to Buddha Foundation, Dharma Sister Teresa and her husband Larry. And the Major General from Indonesia, Major General Sumiharjo Pakpahan. a businesswoman from Indonesia, Miss Gina Kanana. Producers for the Geni Tiansang Shinten from CTITV Taiwan, Dharma Sister Rebecca Shiyachi, a member of the Jupiter School Scholars Group, Professor Yi, and the former secretary of the Lotus Light Charity Society of Taiwan, Dharma Brother Tian, and his wife, Datuk from Malaysia, Dharma Brother Li Hai-an, Latin, Dharma Sister Li Qing, and their daughter, Dharma Sister Li Qi, and Latin from Malaysia, Dharma Sister Ce Fei. And a singer from Malaysia, the Little Sweetie, Dharma Sister Li Fei. And the Vice Chair of the Asian Youth Association in Hong Kong, Dharma Brother Chen. And from Hong Kong, the Hong Sen Si Company, Dharma Sister Cheng. And Dr. J.D. Gao and her husband. And Dr. Ryan Zhuang and his father. And the advisors to the Overseas Chinese of the Republic of China, Mr. Mack. Good afternoon, everyone. How do you do? Now it's the ads time. Next Sunday, July 15th, is called the Dragon Festival in Seattle. It used to be called Seafair. So we will go to Chinatown on that day. So there will not be any Homa ceremony next Sunday. And then the following Sunday, on July 22nd, there would be Mahotara Heruka Homa fire offering ceremony. So Mahotara Heruka is the extremely powerful Heruka, Vajra protector of Jupiter School. And he can cure illnesses. And the mantra,
Om Besa Soda Mahase Shiri Haruka Hom Hom Pei。那么它的这个大王法王金刚的手印
，and the mudra for Mahotara Heruka，
它的手印是这样子的。那么它有很多的眼睛。
And he has many eyes and many heads. So his appearance is extremely unique and extraordinary. So Mahotara Heruka is one of the 5 great Heruka practices. In Tantrayana, there are 5 Herukas: Hevajra, Guyasamaya, Chakrasambhara, Yamantaka, and Mahotara. These are the 5 great Heruka Tantra. And some people don't use Mahotara, and instead they use Kala Chakra. So there are some differences here. Some people include the Kala Chakra, but some people include Mahotara. These 2 deities are interchangeable. That's based on what I know. And the 2 Buddha Boye, or the trove of 2 Buddha wisdom, has complete information and very dynamic and beneficial. And there are some audio books, and also e-books. So I hope that you join TB Boye. And Grandmaster's books, the golden verses. If I name it golden verses in Chinese, Jinju, shortened way, everybody know, and Grandmaster has used that title before. So now I use the title like phrases made of gold. Actually, it's the same as golden verses. Please pay attention to this book. There are some golden words in there. So today, we are talking about the Skanda. That's the mantra for Skanda. And for Sangharama, Sangharama Deva, that was the mantra for Sangharama Deva. And the mudra, the mudras are the same, the Vajra mudra. And it's very easy to recognize the appearance. That one was Skanda, and to the right is Sangharama. Skanda Bodhisattva, here to the left. And Sangharama Deva is the Guansheng Dijun of China, has exactly the same look and appearance. The Holy Emperor Guan. And in the sutras, it was recorded that in the future 3,000 Buddhas, the first of the 1,000 Buddhas is the lotus-like Buddha. That's the head. And then the first Buddha of the second 1,000 Buddhas is Skanda. And after his Buddhahood, he would be referred as Rudita Buddha. And the third 1,000 Buddhas no need to check, it's very simple. Maitreya Buddha. It's the same if you check. you know, but you look like you're checking on your cell phone.
你们拿手机拿惯了，我看到你们手好像都是在拿着手机。
Because you're always holding your cell phones around, so whenever I see your hands, as if you're holding your cell phones.
所以3000佛。
So 3,000 Buddhas.
将来未来有3000佛。
In the future, there would be 3,000 Buddhas appearing.
第一个是华光佛。
The first one is Lotus-like Buddha, the second one is Rudita Buddha, and the third one is Maitreya Buddha. By the time Maitreya Buddha descends upon samsara, all the human beings are almost gone, have been delivered. So it was recorded in the sutras about Skanda, which is at the Sakyamuni Buddha's parinirvana. That was the rapid speed ghost that stole Sakyamuni Buddha's sariras. And all the bodhisattvas and arhats were just dumbfounded because the rapid feet ghost was very fast. He stole and ran. Only Skanda Bodhisattva followed him and caught him back and retrieved Sakyamuni Buddha's sariras. So he had the transcendent power of swift movement or rapid feet. The same with Sangharama. We talk about horsepowers in cars. And in the past, Sangharama rode on a horse. And what was the name? It's called the Red Rabbit horse that ran very fast. So he has his way too. So Sangharama also has rapid feet. And nowadays, Sangharama is the protector of the temples. And Skanda is also the protector of the temples, especially the main halls. As I said before, the structures of Chinese temples is as soon as you enter the main gate, that would be the 4 heavenly kings, Dhritarashtra, Virupaksa, Virudaka, and then Vaisravana, the 4 heavenly kings, protecting the mountain gate. And then as you enter further, there would be Maitreya Buddha in the form of the monk with the cloth back, the Chinese version, smiling, inviting the guest, welcoming the guest. And then at the back of the Maitreya Buddha, there would be the Venerable Skanda or Skanda Deva facing to the main hall. And inside the main hall, there would be the Buddhas of the 3 times. The Buddha of the past, Dipamkara, and the Buddha of the present, Sakyamuni Buddha, and the future Buddha is Maitreya. So 3 Buddhas of the 3 times. And some people have the 3 jewel Buddhas. At the center, Sakyamuni Buddha, and to his right, there would be Medicine Buddha, and to his left, there would be Amitabha Buddha. And this would be referred as the 3 jewel Buddhas, or the 5 Dhyani Buddhas. There would be Vairocana Buddha, Akshobha Buddha, Amitabha Buddha, Ratnasambhava Buddha, Tathagata, and Amoghasiddhi Tathagata. Those were the 5 Jnani Buddhas.
那佛教的这个一般来讲。
And typically speaking, in Buddhism, the protectors of the temples are Skanda and Sangharama. And they are Dharma practices regarding these two deities, about the transcendent feet or rapid movement. And one is by writing on his feet. Before sleep, you write a character at the sole of your own feet, and you can go to many places. That belongs to Skanda. I had transmitted it in Hsinchu, Taiwan, and for Sangharama, you have to bind the Jama paper that represented or symbolizes a horse on your feet, so you can ride on a horse at night. I didn't transmit the details or in depth the Buddha Dharma then, but let me tell you, Skanda and Sangharama, the rapid feet transcendent power can go to the past lives. You can check on your past lives. You can enter into your past lives. You would be able to see your past. And you can also see your future if you want to. So they have such power. So you can see your past and your future. You can see the 3 times of the past, present, and future. It's not just for going somewhere. Say, I want to go to Malaysia. Then on my feet, I would write a character. Ha. And as I travel out of body, in a split of a second, I would arrive in Malaysia. Say, if I want to go to Europe, to Sweden, to see Ambassador Liao, then you tie a jama paper on your feet and you pray to Sangharama, you pray to Skanda, and you say that you want to ride on a divine horse and traveling across the space to check what Ambassador Liao is doing. Then shoo, the flying horse would take you there. So they have such power. You know, in the past, you know, right at the gate of the Rainbow Temple, we have two stone lions. Not many people pray to them. You know, you can. And then inside there are also 2 white lions. So they're the northern lions and the southern lions. The southern lions are milder, and the northern lions are more fierce. And there are few people pray to the northern lions. If you pray to them, please help. Then you can ride on the northern lion to go all over the world. So the lions also have souls and spirits. And in my own house, I also enshrine 2 lions right on my gate. That's why not many ghosts enter into my house nowadays, because those lions are guarding the house. When they see ghosts, they would bite on the ghosts, and their necks would be broken. So if you pray to the northern lions, you can try. They're really... So there are many stories about the transcendent power of speed travel. And my mother was Kwanzin Bodhisattva's Sancai Liang as her attendants. And then the Kuan Yin Sara, which is the great peace bird holding the chanting beads. See Kuan Yin at the center, here's Sancai, and here's Liang Ni, and then above there's a bird, which is called the peace bird, holding the chanting beads of Kuan Yin Bodhisattva. And my mother was a reincarnation of the bird, the peace bird of Kuan Yin Bodhisattva. And one day, there was a fellow disciple from Indonesia brought a gift to my house in Taiwan, which was the tape recorder in Taiwan in the old times. And what they gave was Garuda. Indonesians love Garuda, many sculptures of Garuda. So after they brought the gift, I happened to be home, so I consecrated it. And this was the mantra for Garuda. The mantra for Garuda. So I consecrated Garuda. So that evening, the Garuda looked for my mother. I heard that the peace bird of Kuan Yin Bodhisattva flew really fast, but Garuda, fly even faster. Okay, let's have a competition. My mother personally told me this story. Kuan Yin Bodhisattva's great peace bird was very small, maybe as big as my palm. But Garuda is huge. Do you know how big? It's even hundreds or thousands of times bigger than an eagle. Huge bird. So with the flop of the wings, that the oceans would turn over and the earth would return several times. That's the great peace bird. And Garuda thought that he would win over the peace bird. So by flying, he orbited the earth several times, but the peace bird disappeared as soon as it flew because it was so small. So where did it go? The Garuda couldn't find it. It turned out it perched on Garuda's neck. So it flew as far as Garuda flew. So Garuda admitted that he lost because you flew as fast or as far as I flew. And afterwards, Garuda became the mount of my mother. This was a story from the past. So my mother was flying as the two birds to see who's faster. But when the peace bird started to fly, it disappeared. And Garuda flew really fast, with just a few flops of the wings. He orbited the earth many times already, and it turned out that the peace bird was right on his neck. So that was the story from my mother from the past. And Skanda Deva and Sangharama Deva are both protectors. Look at the knife. And for Sangharama, that blade, that's called the blue-green dragon scimitar. And for Skanda, that's called the demon subduing scepter. As soon as you beat it, and even the sages would fall from heavens. And according to the rules in Buddhism, if Skanda Bodhisattva joined his palms together and the demon subduing scepter are horizontal above his arms, it meant you can go to the temple and ask to stay in the temple. Because the scepter was held horizontally on his arms, which means he welcomed everybody to stay at the temple. However, if the scepter is being held this way, vertically, that means that guests are not welcome to stay inside the temple. How many Skanda statues do we have? Master Lian-Yin? Big and small. That's why I'm asking how many in total? 3. One here. And they were all like this? All of them touching the ground. None of them are like this. But they're actually one like this too, to welcome everyone. So in this case, the Rainbow Temple is rather stingy. We should rename it to become the stingy. Well, we did not know that if the scepter is held horizontally on the arms, it's to welcome everybody to stay inside the temple. But if the scepter is held horizontally, touching the ground, we will change it. How are you? Are you going to? We'll get a new one, because there are rules like this, really. You know, like in Mahayana Buddhism, they have many rules. Like if you place your chopsticks in a certain way, that means you want more food. Or if you place it in a different way, that means I'm full, no need for more food. Because that when the monks and nuns are eating at the dining hall, there are no sounds made. And then depending on how they place their chopsticks, it means something. Whether it's on top of the bowl or on the table. And then the ladies are walking around checking whether you need more food, rice or dish, without talking. They would know by seeing how you place your bowls and chopsticks, whether you're full or you need more rice or what. So there are rules. The same inside the temple. Like if Skanda Bodhisattva have the scepter horizontal, welcoming everybody to stay, and then if it's held like this, vertically, that means they don't welcome visitors. But this one was made by Changren, right? because at his place, these two statues were too big for his place. That's why he sent them here. So the Rainbow Temple benefited from it because he couldn't house them in his own place. And we hope that that all of his statues don't fit in his place. Then we have so many of them. Sure, he made many of them. The same one with this one. Mahabala was also from Master Changren. This one was extremely ferocious. All the boundary protection at my home relies on this deity. Very easy to visualize him. 4 arms, Vajra lasso, Vajra pole or staff, and subduing mudra, and then the divine duster. Visualize his forearms, his face, his heads, very dark, black. So at my home, he always protects at my roof. I visualize him filling all my roof. And on the windows and doors, I place akala there when I set boundary protection every night. Because I was the subduer of the ghost, so they always look for the leader, the head, right? So they always try to find me. And I have 2 lions on the side of my gate. And on each of the windows and doors, there are akalas. And on the roof, they're all Mahabalas. And underneath my feet are the Vajra foundation, all the cross scepters, full of the cross scepters, the 4-fold protection. All the windows, the ceiling to ground windows, akalas, Mahabala on the roof, and underneath my feet, all the Vajra scepters, the cross Vajra scepters. I would do it every time. And on my bed, there's Golden Mother. I place Golden Mother on my bed. So every time I do this, I visualize Golden Mother, the crown. Do you know which Golden Mother I visualize? One that you never knew. It's a secret. It's Rainbow Temples. It's this one in front of me. The blue one. The divine duster is open. And she's holding a golden longevity peach. Do you know? Do you know what she's holding? The golden longevity peach, right? See? And the divine duster, and on her crown, the 3 birds, Qingruan, Shaoruan, her bird on her crown. So I visualize this way, and I would recite Golden Mother to bless my own bed 3 times with great power. If I do it, my crown will fall. And then I would recite the mantra with 1 cut with the sword. I would place akala on my door. Then all the glass windows would be a color, and then to the sky. And with great power, Om Mahapalaya, Hom Hom Pe, to bless or to protect the roof. And then visualize the cross scepters underneath my feet, all of them, to set the Vajra foundation. Then I sleep really well at night. When ghosts come, they are chased away very far. The ghost has no use at all for me, and she claimed them to be protectors. I've called on them many times on the Dharma throne. If you dare, come find me. If you dare, come find me. If you don't have the courage, then just go away. Why are you raising and employing ghosts? I have called on you many times. If you come, then you'll die. Right? Yes. There are many benefits if you know how to do protection. And that sword would swish down. The sword of Akala is truly incredible. So Skanda and Sangharama can be protectors too, and can be used as protection boundary as well. And the ghosts can be eaten like snacks. And in the future, you know, Skanda and Sangharama, if there are ghosts coming from XX place, then if there's one ghost, then you eat it. Eat one. If there are two coming, then you eat two. You eat them all. They're here. Now let's continue to talk about Lamdre. There are also the path of practice, the guaranteed realization, the countless sittings, the immeasurable sittings, the judgment of the inner mind, the degree of holding up the realm of the body, the encouragement of the awe of food and drink, and the mind yogic experience on judging the signs of warmth. 1. The path of practice. Practicing diligently on the fundamentals of the chosen path. 2. The guaranteed realization. After the practice of visualization, before dispersing it inside the illusory wheel of the body, observe the yogic experiences that occurred during the practice. Regardless how or what appears, the mind is abiding at the original point without any exertion. 3. The number of non-sittings. The number of non-practice is 3 or 4 times. 4th, the immeasurable sittings. At that moment, not concerned with the measurement of the visualization. 5th, This too depends on number 5, which is the key point of the judgment of the inner mind. Practice when the mind is pleased and not practice when the mind is not pleased. Also, if pleased and not practicing, then there is no benefit. If one is not pleased yet practicing, then it would be like the nature of a horse is running and the nature of water is wet. The affinity and the mind go separate ways, therefore it is not advantageous to practice. So let me explain. What is the path of practice? It's when we perform inner fire practice, you're already very familiar with the key formulas and you follow them diligently, step by step. And second, the guaranteed realization is after visualization. Before dispersing it inside the illusory will of the body, observe the yogic experiences that occurred. However, regardless of what appears, the mind is abiding at the original point without any exertion. So when we practice inner fire, you can notice how much light appears. So like Ambassador Lao, can you see light? He can see light. You need to close your eyes and your thoughts is at that place, and all of a sudden you would see light. That's a kind of guaranteed realization. But doesn't matter what you see, your mind is still at the original point. And what is that original point? Inside us, your thoughts are on the mind or on your heart. It is unmoved. Or your mind is in the sky, unmoved. And when your thoughts are unmoved, that's called original point. But when the thoughts are moving, then you're visualizing. And when your thoughts are moving, you can see lights, and you can see the degree of the light. You know, there was Master Qinghai-Wu, Sangshi. She taught 2 methods. One is listening to the inner sound of your body and to see the inner light of your body. And her ways attracted many people. And actually, in Tantrayana, it has included listening to the inner sound and seeing the inner light. When you see them, your mind is unmoved. When you visualize, the mind is moving. You see like red dots, and then you collect them to become a big light. And then this big light becomes an all over red light, and then your whole body is filled with red light. And the light even emitted through the skin pores, and you would be able to see this light emitted by the skin pores. You can see it. This is called the guaranteed realization. And third, the number of non-practice, which is 3 or 4 times. What is it? Most ordained monks and nuns have to practice 4 times a day, 3 or 4 times a day. When you get up at noon, at night, and before bed. Or 3, or in the morning when you get up, at noon, at dusk, and then at night. That's 4 times a day. And fourth is the immeasurable sittings at the moment, not considered with the measurement of the visualization. We don't need to worry about that. Just concerned that you have to practice 3 or 4 times a day. Why are they called the number of the immeasurable number of sittings? That depends on yourself. So if the mind is pleased or not, so what it means is that when you practice inner fire, there would be bliss generated. When the inner fire is ignited, when it rises, there would be bliss generated. And the bliss is due to the inner fire rubbing against the channels. And this is called the great bliss. And in the human world, there are the small bliss. If they don't practice at all, but they rub, then there would be bliss generated. And that is called small bliss. And to describe it clearly, for man, the bliss is just shoo with the sound, and that's it. Only for a few seconds. And for women, the bliss is slightly longer. Slightly longer for women. For man, it's really fast. And that's the end. And because of this small bliss, people have children. And without bliss, why would you want to do it, to make children? So it's interesting how God created human beings to entice you with little bliss so that you get married and then have wedding nights and to enjoy that small bliss. And the small bliss becomes your great suffering because now you have children and you have to raise them and you have to spend lots of money and time and lots of hardships. So you have children because you want this small bliss. But nowadays people know how to control the birth. And between men and women, there are lots of problems created because of this small bliss. But in Tantrayana, we strive for the great bliss. When the inner fire has risen and when it rubs against the channels, it would generate great, extremely great bliss. So, if you're not pleased, then there's no benefit. There will not be any great bliss. And even if you practice, there's no benefit. But if you're not pleased, then you can't concentrate. Then it would be like the nature of a horse or the nature of water, you know, which is like the galloping horse and monkey. You can't focus, you can't concentrate. So that means that your mind is not on the practice. So then it's not advantageous to practice. If that's the case, then don't practice. That's what he meant. So if you don't have the inner fire ignited and you don't feel blissful when you practice, then don't practice. When you practice and you feel displeased about it, that means there are obstructions inside your body. So, but it's possible that your channels would become chaotic or in disorder. And the only way is to shake it. Like I said, like this. You lift and drop yourself. Lift, drop. Lift, drop. I will bury the chair this way. The chair is not sturdy. So if you shake your body, then your channels would become normal again. If the channels are knotted and crooked, then you will not feel any bliss in your Tamil inner fire practice or non-leaking practice. In order for your channels to become normal, then you have to shake your body like that. Then channels will be adjusted and will become smooth. But if you have spine problems or chiropractic problems, please don't do that. Otherwise you may break your spine or sciatics. Your sciatic nerve. So this is to adjust your channels again, to straighten up your channels. Otherwise, you feel uncomfortable or you feel discomfort doing it. Because if you feel pleasure, then you would definitely do it. So, if you feel bliss, but you don't practice, then that's wrong. But if you don't feel any bliss, it's not good to practice either. So that's what he meant. So if you feel discomfort or you don't feel any bliss when practicing, that means your channels must be crooked or knotted. Then you have to follow Grandmaster's instructions earlier. This is a key secret here, the formula. Xiao Wang and Xiao Zhen, the couple, had a big fight today. And Xiao Zhen was crying and said that I should have listened to my mom and not marry you. And all of a sudden, Xiao Wang stopped and said, your mom ever prohibited you to marry me? And Xiao Zhen said, yes, nodded her head. And Xiao Wang said, oh geez, I must have misunderstood her all these years. So do you understand? So, continuing from yesterday, it's very difficult to understand things between husband and wives. I have told this joke earlier. Someone was trying to jump off the building, and the policeman came and kept saying, oh, please don't jump off the building. Why? We can help you resolve your problems. And then he said, 2 years ago, my good friend took my wife away. And the policeman said, but you should have, if you want to jump off the building, you should have jumped 2 years ago, right? And that man turned his head and said, no, but the thing is now my friend wanted to send my wife back. See? How scary wives are. That's true. Some of them are really scary. They're really awful. Chang told his friend, I want to get divorced. My wife hasn't spoken to me for 2 months. And the friend said, oh, please think carefully. And he said, it's very hard to find such a wife. She just stopped talking. This is pretty hard to find nowadays. Most of them would nag constantly. There are 2 things difficult to resolve in the world. Is to make your opinion enter into other people's brains, or to make other people's money into our own pockets. And if one succeeds in the first one, it's called teacher, and then the one succeeds and the second one is called the boss, and the one who succeeds in both is called the wife. A couple went to the lawyer's office to get divorced, and the wife said, I want to get divorced because ever since our marriage, he never listens to me talk. And the husband replied, nonsense, see, you told me to come to the lawyer's office and I came. See, these are the problems between husbands and wives. It's best to become a monk these days. The wife asked the husband, why are you... this is our wedding's anniversary, but we just got married for 5 years. But the husband replied, this 5 years is like 50 years for me. See, there's still problems between husband and wife. I have a very, very small regret in my life. If I were Master Lian-Yin today, I would be more blissful than the bliss of practicing inner fire. There's a shy boy that finally conjured up his courage to ask the girl that he likes, and he asked, what kind of boy do you like? And the girl replied, the one that can be... This is a play of words of Chinese. It sounded like a round head, but actually she meant like the one that I can connect to. How about the flattened head? A student asked the teacher, how do you write the character Pu? And the teacher forgot for the moment. And the teacher said, it's right in my brain, but how come it cannot come out? A prisoner was to be executed, and because the bullets were second rate, the bullets cannot get out, and the prisoner cried out, you might as well choke on my throat because you shocked me to death. The farmer found his daughter to be so ugly. So first asked her to become the crow, the scarecrow in the cornfield. Not only she scared the crows, they were so scared that they brought the corn back. That's so funny jokes. That's very funny. The dad asked the daughter, "Why is mom crying so sadly?" And the daughter said, "Because she won first prize as the scariest costume party, and she should be happy, right?" But the thing is, she didn't put on any costumes. She just accompanied me. So the mom must be really scary. Must be truly. I find just laugh at life. Just be happy, and then life goes by. There's nothing much to lives. We just live our lives and cultivate diligently, spiritually. We are very grateful to our lineage Guru for the precious Buddha Dharma teaching. Please help with the chairs.
有靠背的椅子，请放到这个保安人员那个凳子架里面哈，有一个铁架。靠背的椅子，好，麻烦大家带到这个椅架上面。现在我们恭请师尊赐受韦陀菩萨伽蓝尊者即行法和守护法灌顶，含皈依灌顶。 让我们以热烈的掌声感谢师尊出授如此珍贵的大法，请师尊护摩过火。顶礼坛城做观想大礼拜，一拜根本传承上师及诸佛。嗡啊吽，观想顶礼回天心三印。二拜诸菩萨。嗡啊吽，观想顶礼回天心三印。三拜诸护法金刚。嗡啊吽，观想顶礼回天心三印。四平等一起手。佛摩法会圆满吉祥结束了，感谢根本传承上师的大加持，谢谢上师、有色师、法师、讲师、助教、贵宾、同门善信大德的护持，谢谢大家，阿弥陀佛。We now conclude this live broadcast. Thank you for viewing.